Is it gonna be the cow?
And Omar God is here though.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna see the other one. Be like, nice pajamas, no party right now. Not this time. However, Smithy takes a sapling to the face. He gets caught out. That says Flame can go a little hard top lane. Wants to get this pushed in and give Darshan a hell of a time. But Darshan's going to go ahead and deliver. Throws on the Grandmaster. Takes the fight right to Flame.
Wave clearing ultimate here for Huhi. Gets some damage. Ole goes in.
Oh, nice miasma. Holds Huhi in place. He gets locked up by Ole's passive. But now they're back onto Afro, where you got to watch both fights. And that one, nicely going in favor of Immortals as Aframu goes a little too deep.
Going from being the highest deaths last split for a jungler to being highest first blood participation.
And he's
so active.
He's not done yet.
Oh, he waited.
Flash jump, wants to turn it around. If these stays, they know there's another fight coming. How much power is Omar God going to bring to the fight? The burn goes down from the red buff. Kill for Omar God. Now they're going to be able to take down Flame. A huge turnaround for Counter Logic Gaming. 1-1 for both of those players.
Omar able to get there in time for this one. Flashes over, but Ole's going aggressive on the bottom.
Coast to coast on the fights as it just does not end. Bio Arcane Barrage just giving Cody Sun enough range. They look for the Feather Storm back, dances it out. And now Cody Sun's able to kite this one back. Ole has the meat shield in between.
Whew. Immortals, that was a lot of misses there from Xfinity and an over-aggression.
Oh, my word.
Then back.
This is never ending from Immortals right now. Cody Sun stays in the bot lane, farms up his coal. Everybody else roams around for the party.
They're fighting Omar right now. Over at his red buff. He's got to run away.
They're getting flanked right now by the Victor. There's the flash.
Tries to draw him a little deeper with the flash as well. Flames teleport in, waiting on Darshan. Has not chose to go off yet. Omar God goes down, and Flame is actually going to make it to the party.
See, this is the problem for CLG. Immortals want to fight around Pobelter. This Cassiopeia we've been talking about has the experience lead, has the CS lead, has 3 kills now, and Omar got a little bit too far in front of the team. Pobelter, actually, there's very low mana on Huhi.
Gotta be careful the gravity field gets out of that one. Last few hits, last Fang! Oh, he gets the He's gonna be able to take down Pobelter! One last shot and Pobelter lives! Not even close, baby!
4 HP! Insane how they picked that up there. That is 3-0-1 for POB.
But the Immortals bottom lane are gonna back up and just give up the first turret bonus gold here. No, they're moving back in. Ole uses the Q.
He just used heal as well. Ugh. Not used to having it. Here's the flank.
And they're still going to go in. Yeah, Cody Sun is getting obliterated. I was going to see if he went down immediately. It's Stixade now. He dances up, tries to go invulnerable, and he does, successfully saving himself. Now taking down Ole. Transfers another kill to Xmithy, and CLG is able to turn this one around. Flame coming out of base. It looks like CLG didn't want to engage, not knowing where he was right away. Smithy and the rest of the team, power and numbers used this time to get some wards in. Engage. Flash body slam, trying to get the pass back. Doesn't really knock CLG into a bad spot. Just leaves Xmithy out in the front. Nobody can follow through that choke point, and now CLG is seeing if they can get anything back. Flame has to go bot to clear the wave.
Considering how many kills Cassiopeia got early. Darshan, though, going for the 1v1, but it turns into the 2v1.
Flashes over the wall, gets himself to safety, but burns down. Beautifully played, though. Perfect mechanics if he were to get out.
Wow, Aframu was extremely close to giving him a shield as well, but not in range there.
But this is the point in the game where you can't really go towards that Ocean Drake. Priority of wards on the top.
You don't want your Alistar starting that low. In any case, Xmithy should live on the last laser burn. It is going to take him down. That's the Ignite from Aframu to get the finishing touches down. And it looks like CLG may have enough here in the mid lane. Pobelter, good clear with double buffs. We'll see if he can stave it off.
Immortals, though, take that Ocean Drake eventually. We'll be able to add the regen to their already Infernal Drake, but now he's going to walk through mid lane. CLG will take it.
Yep. Second split, but that's a rookie mistake. And this, Darshan, Aframu was like, like I said, there's no flash, there's no cleanse. That is an unsafe route to take.
I can't believe you've done this.
Puppies like hugs. That's what it's all about.
Despite Immortals having some type of gold
Teleport
advantage,
comes in, they're flanking.
they always have to worry about this when they push. Darshan trying to make the difference.
Waiting for the counter strike on all of them. Or is he just looking for the puppy on the backside? Darshan waiting to go in, doesn't have a target just yet. Now that's under the turret. He's holding off Flame as well. They're going to lose Omar God. Darshan didn't find a target the entire time. The pop-up from Afro, but that leaves him in for the fight. Ole goes in and gets one knockup. Now Darshan's to the back line. Flashes away from Cody's son to stop the damage as Flame cannot get in. Ole to lock down the fight. Pobelter with a few more shots. Boulder goes out, but it hits the wall as he hits him with the Q, gets a bit more movement speed, and Stixate goes down. What a turnaround.
With a Cassiopeia on your team, you can always turn towards Baron with these mid-game teamfight victories. Kog'Maw available as well. There's a tremendous amount of damage here. Smithy's low, so they're trying to give him most of the fruit.
Yeah, but they don't have to worry about a Smite steal at this point. And with Darshan low, Kuhi low, and Aphromoo low, Immortals are going to try to take this. You just have to worry about the Victor, Laser. That's about it when you're doing this.
Not even much to worry here. Aphromoo could go in, but he's so low, he'll die for it.
Flame, beautiful job holding him off. And Smithy gets the Baron. Aphromoo and Huhi now have to run it out. It looks like they're going to make it to safety.
Now CLG are looking for a counterattack. 5 members around mid lane.
Doesn't look like they want to wait on this one. They are slowed, though, by the Miasma and Smithy's barrel. Ole, Righteous Glory back in. They go right for the support. They can lock up the back line. He again goes right for Cody's son, but he couldn't get there. Now it's Darshan's job. The Cleanse and Flash are down. If they're relentless, they will get through this. And Darshan picks up that kill. Stixate then gets Ole, and CLG find the fight they're looking for.
Immortals use so much crowd control on the Rakan, one of the most slippery members in the entire game. Even so, Immortals use the Alistar combo, they use the Gragas combo, the Gragas ultimate, all on only the support. Woo.
So, yeah, Justic Smithy who didn't die, but look at this, Aphromoo looking for a flank. He wants the 2 guys.
Gets him on the back. Teleport's now coming in. Flame is actually Mega Nard. He's about to lose it as he gets into the fight. He tries to get there for the sweep. It's Smithy that goes down. 50 seconds on the clock. Huhi gets traded back. Retribution for the teammate kill as Darshan comes up with Cody's son. They are falling left and right, and Pobelter has to slither away as his team lies in front of him.
They're starting up the Baron to try and force it. Here we go.
Darshan needs a ward in the pit. They just put the scrying one in. For Farseer, I should say, as the fight goes. Darshan's coming into the pixel brush. Aphromoos low. Omar God tries to get 8. Darshan's got to try to either leap in or out. Counter-strike on the backside. Cody's son and Ole. Ole decides to go back in. Omar is low. Aphromoos almost down. And it's going to be Ole first as they're looking for the next health bar. Stixate, half his HP from one shot of Pobelter. Darshan just on the cusp of getting a 3 counter-strike. And now it's going to be Omar God as well.
Pobelter flashed into the gravity field.
So close. Flame makes it out alive. He's going to be able to slow Huhi with the boomerangs just enough. Stixate focuses on mid lane, and Cody's son's going to try to defend.
Oh, Flame trying to keep him at arm's length there with the boomerang spam. He actually got regeneration to start ticking as well with those ocean drinks, and Flame will live.
Knight's Vows chosen for the side of Immortals as they're slowly getting themselves to safety on the side of CLG.
Oh, there goes Aphromoo.
Oh, what a gravity field into that. Beautifully communicated by CLG. No reaction time from Smithy, but they have traded 1 for 1 in junglers. Ole's ult being down is very big, though.
CLG right now are just trying to buy time for their top lane wave. It just died out at the turret, did its damage. Now the Elder Dragon going down. They don't have Smite.
Nobody does, right?
Immortals happy to let this finish.
2,000?
3 waves crashing into the bottom turret. Is a 3,000 HP Elder Drake. Looks to reset. Miasma slows down CLG for a reinitiation. That means Aphromoos not getting it anywhere. The hit goes down. Oh, it goes over to Immortals. That's 3 Drakes with Elder. They have the Baron wearing off, and Smithy could flank from the side. Goes for the W for the extra damage. He looks to get himself in, and they get an inhibitor turret off the bottom Winions.
Here Immortals, I feel like you play this slow. There are 10 seconds on the flashes of Pobelter and Cody's son. There was a window where it may have been exploited from CLG, but the Elder Dragon covers that window and dissuades the engage there.
They're trying to use the mid lane pressure here that they have.
Omar's caught.
He's all by
Little
himself.
play between both of them, kind of forcing Darshan into the fight.
Not here
possible. Ole gets a lot of the initiation. That means Cody's son and Pobelter get to run free from the crowd control being down. Great gravity field to stop them from getting
No
the fight.
Alistar ultimate and no Gragas ultimate now available for Immortals. Omar did have to use the Maokai ultimate much earlier, but I feel like there's a slight advantage as far as cooldowns for CLG, and they want to push it.
The definitely going to pressure the Baron damage. That means they are kind of lighting their own fuse, though. Darshan's taking damage. Smithy, only the poke that's coming at him, and that's a lot from Stixay. Does not bait Omar God in, though. I think that's what they wanted, the 1-for-1. If Omar God went in, it's not a 50-50 smite, and they do go for the fight. Remember, Darshan's so low from this, but now Ole's in the back, and he can't really get himself out. Stixay looking for the dance, gets himself back to safety. Right hit from Flame, locks up the team, and now Immortals can do whatever they want with the rest of the members. Omar God stuck in the Baron pit with it. Smithy, Flame getting in the last second with the ultimate as CLG's base gets torn to shreds. Baron to Immortals.
Baron and 4 CLG members all killed by Immortals here. What a huge sweep. This is going to be the game-ending push.
What a back and forth slugfest. I expect this the entire time. And honestly, Minions doing a lot of the lane work in the end of the game as these teams just continue to throw punches. That's just game 1.
We mentioned the Vel'Koz before. He's had a lot of success on it. He's actually drawn a significant amount of bans on this champion. He can blow summoners for the Shen to use his ultimate later, and there they go.
Pressure, Cody-san flashes out, so he's going to be able to deliver the damage right away. Looking at Ole's health bar first, but it could be back to Omar God. First blood going to Immortals. How did Ole get out alive? Too much. Good shots on to the bot lane. Oh. Pobelter actually stands still, knowing the damage isn't going to take him out. Very, very scary.
I'm sitting there like, is Vel'Koz the next Syndra? All you have to do is press R after missing everything and you kill him? Not quite, though. Had to hit those skill shots.
I mean, you get a lot of lane pressure. We've seen so many people using ultimates early on. Now we get a catch on to Omar. Can he get the last hit?
Nice little 1-2 pop there. Final shot. Locks up Omar God. This gives that time the rotation up from Pobelter. A good slow coming in. Pobelter's miasma just a little short. Gets bounced back into a 2v1 where he does not want to be. And I don't think he's going to make it out. Little retribution kill for Omar God on that one.
Big
in the
chase
1-for-1
there by Immortals into the jungle. Gets them one, but now they've got to run.
Also the mid here, able to bully Xmithie a bit. Oh, hold on. There's Stand United.
Lockup wants to go back in, sees 3, and Flame is in the fight now. They have Omar God locked down, but it's a 4v1 now for Flame. He backs up. Looks like he'll live through the ultimate at least, but this means that anybody can drop for Immortals. Pobelter trying to bring in the damage. Will he have enough, or has he thrown himself into the fire? His flash is not up, but cleanses as he moves around to safety. Stixay over the wall. No mana there. Immortals turning this around as Cody-san hits shots left and right. Pobelter cleaning up the fight. Aphromoo had to back out with everybody else early as the mana bars and HP is dwindling for CLG.
There's another. Hold on.
Is there?
Ah, almost.
And they get that first kill. He dodges the skill shot there of Vel'Koz. That's one of the drawbacks of the champion, is that a lot of the damage, especially in those open areas, is very avoidable. He does that, secures the other kills, but we're back into a rift.
It's not over. It's never over. Ole, ult back up. That shows you how much time was in between. Omar God goes down. Stixay's gonna fall. Cody-san with a double. And the third one goes to Xmithie as Immortals from the bottom side of the map go to clean up the top side.
Since Johnny can get out so many of the slows you're talking about, we'll see how well they can use this extra attack speed.
I think everybody's waiting a good 30 seconds here. Omar God very close to having his ult up. Goopy throwing the lasers around as Darshan chomps down on some beef. Ole out of the fight. That's the second kill coming in. Ulti here from Xmithie. They don't have a full fight. I think they're just trying to hold it around. There's the Stand United coming in from Flame. Pobelter trying to get out of the Feather, or the Feather Storm as they go for the fight. Rakan going down. Aphromoo cannot get to the back line. More members of CLG falling left and right. Darshan looks like he could go down looking for that retribution kill. And Ole is up in 3 seconds, just to tell you how long these fights are going.
And the analysts were talking about it after the NV 5-game series for CLG. The jungle and the bottom lane look like liabilities. In this game, it's happening again. It's mostly on those solo lanes to find something, but Ole, oh, baby!
Flame stopped his teleport on the bot side. He chose to walk all the way up. They're gonna now lose a few more members. There goes Cody-san, all those kills. Now pocket gold over on the side of CLG.
CLG are having a very hard time regaining any sort of momentum in this game as Ole just keeps up the pace.
That was the body slam. They know he didn't have a way to get away. Ultimate down so they can kind of play at length here. They just have to watch out for Aframu. And Darshan, as he heads into the jungle. Righteous Glory goes off, so they know that's a bit of an initiation. Stand United onto it. Smithy, they find Ole on the backside, and Aframu's trying to charm up everybody he can find. Pobelter from over the wall, just laying into the team of CLG as Flame and Smithy are the front line.
Why is CLG looking for a fight when Hui used his ulti and has no mana? He can't help there. You have to get an early kill to get something back with Morelos.
He could try and go for the Miracle Steal, but Immortals don't even want to let him get close.
Double, triple knockup. He's got enough HP to kind of just walk through this, and they got to be careful how much they actually try to dance it out. Omar God doing a damn good job at keeping the Baron alive. Smithy goes down for a kill. Omar God traded out as well. Ole just sliver of health away from dying. Cody Sun, Elder Drake last game, Baron for himself this game, and Immortals are going to make it out limping away. The CLG doesn't have the minions to push in really any direction.
For Cody Sun came in as a rookie, IM Gyeonggi. Highly criticized when he came in, looking like a liability, but it looks like the development of this team has been huge.
Oh, don't curse him.
Almost
Cursed him.
Now he's healing up off the Wolves, though, and the small window is closing quickly.
Aframu looking to get in there. You can see him standing on the front line. Omar God would be just on his heels. I'm not sure he's going to want Flame. Flame says, I can initiate on you. Oh, what a hit from Smithy! The follow-up now from Immortals as Stixay takes to the air. He hits the ground and finds one with Darshan. Flame now on the front line, and Ole cannot deliver any damage. Pobelter and Cody Sun are too far away, and now they are within arm's reach to get some damage down onto CLG, but they've done a great job at assessing the fight themselves and look to turn it around.
For Xfinity to come back up, we talked about the Ardent Sensor affecting his tankiness, so he doesn't have a lot of HP, very susceptible to Cho'Gath Devour, but also at the same time, just those base stats, not able to stack them up. And Sejuani is a little bit squishier than most tanks. It's her passive that makes up for it, but it falls off very quickly.
Looks like they're looking for another!
Ole says, I have to go in, gets his shield out, and he is going to go down. That kill going over to Stixay, but they trade one of the tankiest members, which means they don't have much of a front line anymore, and Flame's looking for his next target for the rest of the team.
And they're buying time right now for this big wave that's crashing on the bottom turret there.
Yeah.
You can see on the mini-map.
Deja vu. Oh my God, doesn't want any deja vu. He stays alive for this one. It looks like Aframu gets onto Pobelter. That's what they wanted. Gets the cleanse out, as well as his Seraph's Embrace to keep himself healthy. And there's the ultimate from Hui. The team tries to turn.
Cho'Gath on the side.
Gap closer. Darshan's back. That's how long we've been at this section of the map. Now Ole's going to try and give him a little bit of assistance. Gives him that Knight's Vow, but it's not going to be enough.
All right, they do have Tame. Flame is recalling right now. He does have his teleport as well as Stand United. CLG, though, again, they don't get too many of these openings, and they're slowly grinding their way back into this game. Now with Baron control, they would like to bait some more kills, but starting it up would be so risky.
Yeah, it's incredibly risky, but it's a bait.
The slumber party begins as Ole goes in first. He's going to be the target, but he's not going down very fast.
Stand United
is right away, which keeps him super healthy. Omar God goes down. The swipe from Flame comes in after the flash. The rest of the team behind them as Cody Sun picks it up. The flash forward from Xfinity to dodge out on the skills and keep the fight going. Flame for one more taunt, but he just doesn't have the energy yet. The team decides to turn back.
Oh, Immortals are able to find them inside the pit, but it's another couple of trades here. Pobelter does go down, and CLG are clinging on. This is an incredibly low chance that they can actually steal this, but Stixay and Afro are going to give it their all.
Flank from the side, though, in the fog of war.
They have a lot of area that they can clear, but Stixay has to be next.
There's Ole.
Aframu. Ole back. Featherstorm gets Stixay out of range. Smithy grabbing up the Baron as we expected. Aframu goes down, and Immortals has to think how hard do they want to go on this or reset to bring it right back to CLG's base.
Always have to worry, though, with a 2 damage composition.
Whoa,
Nobody gets caught.
Word. Darshan shredded down. Looks like Smithy will stand on the front line. Ultimates are up. His flash is down, as are a few more of the Immortals squad. Looks like they're able to get out safely on this. Flame says, I'll take this too.
Problem is, now they have to also simultaneously clear out the bottom lane minions. He does get most of them, but the turret's going down.
Nice job by Smithy getting in, making sure he was tanking no matter what happened for extra damage. Darshan quickly down to 25% HP. That's an airborne and now a dead Smithy. A lot of damage coming in on the side of Immortals carries. They have to be very, very careful here. Who he delivering?
They get another kill. They're chasing him out of the base now.
Afro?
Ever so slowly. They know they have Baron minions coming in some way, shape, or form. If they get a side lane split push, so they decide to clear this out, but it looks good for CLG for the time being.
To wait for another one of those really opportune moments where they get, you know, a rupture onto Kog'Maw, or okay, Olay starting it off.
Righteous Glory down. Seems like they're okay with that. Didn't really get too much damage onto another one. Okay, this is not going to be okay. They missed a few that they could follow up on. The CLG now get the rebuttal. Like Smithy not going down very fast. Omar Guard still going to crowd control him up so they can't turn it around. His Flame is now in the fight. One by one, can they decide to get into this fight? The kills have not fallen through just yet as the tanks are only scrapping it up.
Oh, front line getting low.
Don't worry, they're not going down.
Oh, the Kog'Maw!
Oh, that's a bad spot. Nice. Stand united. Cody's son definitely with an error there in positioning and almost gets taken down by CLG, getting very hectic within these fights.
Blow after blow traded, but no blood drawn here for either team. And that, in the end, is a victory for Counter Logic Gaming because they're just looking to survive in there.
Somebody has to go back because there's 2 super minions on that bottom inhibitor that just respawned. They will do a lot of damage, but they're going to fight. Olay looking for back.
Olay all the way back onto 3. Darshan can actually find someone to crowd control. Everything in defense now for CLG, but they are almost able to deliver back onto Olay. There's the hit on Louis. Probelter goes down immediately. Cody's son still alive on the back line though, watching for the shots, and the Hurricane is able to deliver on the side as well with the AoE damage. Living Artillery's raining down from above as Aframu dodges to safety, and CLG dances towards the fountain.
Oh, look at it tap him on the end here, but Afro gets back to the fountain. It is a 3-on-3 defense with super minions knocking.
What a fight. Turns back and forth. CLG having to pull the trigger when they had a strong enough base, but Immortals still finding the targets, still fighting the fight, and still having the damage to persevere. Cody's son on the turrets as Smithy and Flame, the front line all game. For game number 2, 25-12, 41 minutes in. Immortals bring it to game 3, 2-0 over CLG.
So Immortals now have good disengage, have good engage, and then the pivot's kind of that middle lane.
But again, he has that ward down, he placed it himself, and he'll know that Smithy's on that side of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom side,
Aframu and Stixay try to do that as well. Right before level 2 hits, they try and activate the Battle Dance in to get themselves a bit of a lead.
Both junglers top side of the map. Omar's going to come out of the bush. Level 2 on Sejuani.
Flame
Stun.
looking to hold the flag and drag, cannot get the damage out. Flame goes down, Flash as well as he'll teleport back to lane.
he's having to work off just Scuttle Crabs.
Yeah, lucky for him though, the Scuttle Crab is easy take, but hold on.
Very nice eat, hard skin over to Olay, but he doesn't have any mana to finish this one off. He's got to be super careful. Flashes are there, and Aframu goes forward, but he doesn't have Ignite. He's just trying to give Darshan an entry, and it forces the flash from Cody's son over the wall.
Definitely a necessary double flash up there from the Immortals bottom lane. They burn all of their summoners in the exchange, but Darshan had just used his teleport.
Yeah.
So this means Flame on the top side gets to push into the turret and get some CS for himself. And they are actually not feeling the pressure yet. Pobelter there, as you can see, gave a good amount of damage on the exchange, but Omar's still around mid lane.
Waiting for the E.
Oh, almost dead to rights on this
Oh, he
one.
followed!
Gonna try to get out, flash forward, a few last shots. Culling's gonna give him a bit, but not enough from the Cutlass to stay alive.
Yeah, 2-on-2 in mid potentially here with Omar God countering. Pobelter went forward, caught him.
Why not? Pobelter's taking each fight. Why wouldn't he take one with Xmithy on his back? CLG's very ready for it. Flame just on the side. He's gonna jump out of this, so he holds for now on the ultimate. Good damage onto Omar God. They are just sizing up CLG, not even having to hard commit. There's the commitment when they know they can finish the fight. Pobelter picking up more. Here comes Stixay and Aframu to try to save the day, but not enough challengers approach the fight. 3 down for CLG means they have to retreat.
Oh,
no,
Smithy!
They don't get a chance to retreat. Smithy with a double tank on the turret. Denies aggro as it goes back to the minions. And Immortals are pushing the limits a little bit now.
It's almost like clockwork. Immortals, 12 and a half minutes into the game, another player around mid lane, and they say, yes, we see you on this ward, Omar God.
Right.
You may have Shen, but we have Tom Kench.
He says, hello.
This turret is actually just gonna die.
Darshan not happy about the situation he was just put in. The rotation goes bot side, so CLG has chosen to put the fight on the other side of the map as they lose the top. Who's gonna get the better of it? Could be Ole going down first. A great stun. They're going for the 1-2, being able to play off the ball. A kill coming in. The retribution style for Cody, son. And a Cathy and surprise to clear out some minions.
But remember, they have Rift Herald on top side. This will be those 2 turrets going down and a little more.
Not only that, it's a power push from Immortals because Belter in the mid lane was still pushing. He never joined the bottom lane skirmish. They give that up and they get tenfold back.
And when I'm talking about these gold advantages, Darshan, first item, Titanic Hydro. If he joins this fight, he's just gonna get shredded. And look at this.
Smithy, bad spot here. A nice hit. They go instantly for Flame. That split push that could be happening gets taken out immediately. CLG may have some room to play with.
How much can CLG chase on this one? Immortals are trying to get the turret on their way out, but that might have delayed them a bit too long.
Darshan flashed on. If he can get to that back line, he sees Cody. Some Pobelter is in his face. What's his first target? And he's going to walk it in as far as he can go. Belly slammed right out of it. Smithy stops Darshan in his tracks, but they do lose Ole. It's still the very long chase here, and Darshan did a great job clearing out waves on the top side, so CLG has that room to play with now. CLG holds off once again. A very scattered entry here from Immortals after knowing kind of where everybody was. It's not going to end. Another fight coming up. Pobelter gets caught in mid. Flames flash in the last fight. Pobelter's flash in this fight.
And what's gonna happen here for CLG? They all just kind of came back from being out on the map. I don't feel like they get much except for Baron control.
Yeah, they're going to take whatever they can get at this point, though. CLG, picking up a couple straggler kills right now is definitely necessary, and they're going to need to put some vision down afterwards.
Ooh.
Oh, Flame!
Ward's not too far placed up here for CLG, so it's a lot of very, very dark play behind the turrets. Pobelter going down very low but lives. That's Ole saving his life. He gets spit out immediately and is still the primary target. Omar God not getting enough on. He lives through it with the calling. The turret still stands as CLG didn't have a target to hit. Darshan going down next, and Immortals once again.
They're gonna follow.
Dance it out. Abyssal Voyage coming through. Ole's there. Thickskin immediately. Stixay's his target, but Stixay's going down after the Feather Storm. And that is exactly what happens as Immortals rain down on CLG.
Not showing nerves in his first playoff match. And then Flame, somebody who was a little washed up. But look at that.
Absolutely deleted. CLG is now hesitating and not regarding the pressure and power that Immortals can bring to the table. They're going straight past the turret. They're in the base, looking to turn it to shambles. The calling comes through from Pobelter as they're able to enter from different lanes at the same time here. 23 minutes in.
Immortals looking to put their stamp on this game and this entire series. Baroned up with the extra kill here, taking down CLG inhibitors already.
They're looking for something. What did they
mid.
got?
Yeah, they're staying as they're poking. They're looking for more damage. Stixay low. Featherstorm, and he hits the ground and may go down. Smithy looking for the body slam. Aftermoo puts himself in between. Has the meat shield, and now they hold off. Another turret to fight under. Yes, please, says Immortals, as they continue to go for members of CLG.
Who he's the next challenger, but Smithy's happy to take on it.
How many quarters do they have? Another one into the machine. Stixay's trying his damnedest to stay alive. He doesn't even have time to go back to heal before he cleans out the minions. Flame very, very low as they have to start considering how long they can stay to give up the rest of the map. They have minions piling in on each side now.
And the fact that he's the only remaining member from that squad in 2016. But hold on. Another on Afro.
Very low. Throws out the shield. Heal for himself. Not going to be enough. And Flame and Smithy are now the Bash brothers of this game. Soloing out Huhi. Now Afromoo. And they're going to be heading for the base. CLG having to put up a huge defense here.
CLG are just throwing themselves at Immortals, trying to have something stick. but all it's stuck is more gold into Immortal's pockets. 10,000 up, 25 minutes in.
And here come the super minions. Here come Immortals. Inhibitor number 2 about to go down.
13 to 8, 26 minutes in, and CLG not being able to put up too much of a defense.
The organization is focused on postseason. That's what matters. That's what they're trying to win.
Pobelter getting himself in a very dangerous situation. Abyssal Voyage comes over the teleport as well from Flame. Ooh, he gets deleted. 47 seconds on the timers for this one. Darshan's in a 2v1 as the fight goes down. Ole chomps up Omar God and spits him back out as the double kill comes in for Pobelter.
That's
They're
it.
going to be looking for the Nexus.
Boom!
Flame coming up huge. Afromu going for the fountain all by himself. Immortals looking to rebuild ever since the first season. A few changes. More kills on the fountain now coming in at 28 minutes as they finish off the Nexus turrets. And coming into the 2017 summer split, Immortals singing a different song. And Immortals are going to be heading to the first place match in Boston.
We started the year saying, who got the better trade? Immortals are going to the finals.
And they had fun the whole time doing it as well. They took their time taking down that Nexus, finding their kills, but they also knew what they were doing the whole time, it seemed. What a strong performance. Hardly any hesitation here from this Immortal squad.
Great to see those smiles on their faces. The teamwork definitely on display today. Well-deserved victory here. Immortals 3-0, heading strong into the finals.
And a well-oiled machine. That teamwork you're talking about just keeps popping up for them. You think one member in a game is going to start dominating the series off of their Game 1 performance. Game 2, they drop the ball at all, somebody else picks it up. And in Game 3, it was Cody-san and Flame. When before, we were looking at Xmithie, we were looking at Pobelter and Ole. Overall, this team shows why they were tied for first at the end of the split.
CLG as well, trying to overcome a lot of tough things at the end of the split, having to change out and then kind of resync a new jungler going
Benny?
up against teams like Immortals.
XQT showing up.
Yeah, you gotta do. Support the team. Obviously, Immortals extremely happy about this. And Pobelter has been waiting as the mid laner of this team to get another chance at that trophy.
Tons of respect between these guys. A lot of ex-CLG members there. Definitely sharing the love.
And the first time since GGU in the first split will have a different team in the finals that isn't TSM.
What about two?
CLG or
TSM
C9.
Dignitas tomorrow, boys.
True.
So it could be very, very different. Immortal could find themselves facing off against either of those two, but I'm sure TSM and Dig are also prepping for one game, but also realizing they might have to play these guys. It's going to be pretty big. Immortals looking very good here towards the end of the split. And I think, as Irene and Kobe, you said it throughout it, it's not just one star player anymore for these guys. You can show up all over the map.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of a big issue for them in the first iteration where Huni got a ton of the resources, and then when they hit playoffs and the meta shifted, the team looked a little bit out of sorts. But you see Noah on the stage, the owner was incredibly happy, rubbing his hands together like, finally, they did it, they made the finals. That's what they've always been looking at, is having an elite team, and Immortals today have proved they are an elite team.
Yeah, I mean, the old roster seems like so long ago now, and that's just because this new roster has improved so quickly that we've kind of been dazzled with the story over this year. But yeah, definitely, as you guys are saying, well-deserved from them. You know, CLG were putting as much into it as they possibly could, but with it seemed like the mid-season change of junglers was just too much to recover from. You know, it wasn't something that they planned on, and you know, they're trying to build for the future, and now they don't have any other options because they're out.
Yeah, I believe they will have some championship
Tough
points,
fight.
though, to possibly go and move towards that regional qualifier. So they will have time to synergize a little more with Omar God, get that teamwork back on track. But for Immortals, they're looking at, you know, that first place match, but CLG will be in Boston in the 3rd, 4th.
And it's great to see that it happened in a best of 5 as well. You think things can be tested very differently as a game extends, as you get that mental and psychological wear and tear, but they seem to hold out, weren't even pressured towards 5. And a lot of the players themselves credit Song coming in as the new coach, able to just bring cohesion to that team. And then you add on Xmithie and everybody else just bringing their play up another level, and it's been a a great season for Immortals.
Yeah, I really enjoy the meta as well. It's been working so well for these players. You talked about the playmaking, and we were so excited this year when all the supports started changing away from the heals and shields.
Supports.
And that's what kind of leads the games that we saw in this series, right? The amount of action, especially in games 1 and 2, actually, was definitely on display.
All right, gentlemen. Well, to hear more about that series, we are going to send it to Avali, who has an interview with the victorious mid laner.
Thanks, guys. Great cast on the day. I am here with Pobelter. You did it. You 3-0'd. Let the applause rain in. You have definitely earned it. 3-0'd your previous organization. And I want to ask your Cassiopeia play. Oh my gosh, game 1, game 2, completely dominating the mid lane, especially when so many bans were focused around CLG's mid. What's your history with this champion, and why did you show it today?
Well, I haven't played much Cassiopeia before this split, but it just seems like a really strong pick right now because it has really good objective control, and also it's really good at killing mega tanks like 8,000 HP Cho'Gath, just trying to mow down your team. And then I think the reason why I played so well was because I got 2 really favorable matchups, in lane at least. Victor can't really handle Cassiopeia that well in my experience, and Vel'Koz just gets really pushed around before he can get items. So I think because of that, I was able to have a really good performance.
You had an excellent performance, and I want to say you had someone helping you out. Ole, so many roams into the mid lane. How do you coordinate these roams, and has he affected your playstyle?
Well, if I feel like we can get something done mid, I'll usually just call hey, can anyone come mid? I'll call everyone, I'll call Flame, I'll call Ole, I'll call Jake, just anyone. And then actually, there was this one really crucial moment where I just all-in Victor by myself the first game, and then I kind of spaghettied, and I thought I had healed, but I had cleansed, and then I just burned both my sums, and I thought I was gonna die. And then Ole was just suddenly there, he was like, Eugene, I'm here! And then he flash comboed, and then we got the kill and I got out. So yeah, I mean, Ole just has really good intuition when it comes to things like that. And so, yeah, honestly, I guess it could be better coordinated. I could actually be hey, Ole, let's come and do this, because I didn't even realize he was there, but I'm really thankful that he was there.
I love the team telepathy. You got everything under control. Now I want to ask, Immortals in the playoff or postseason has struggled just a little bit, but this year, what has changed?
Well, if we compare it to the Immortals from last year, it's totally different. I'm the only remaining member from last year, and so we have 4 different players, and then also a new coach. So it's not as if the curse stays with the org or anything. It was maybe just that specific set of players we had, with the coaching staff that made it so maybe we didn't perform that well, but this time around, it's really different. And actually, I was getting kind of nervous because we picked Lucian for game 3, and there's some history with that champion and IMT in playoffs, but luckily we were able to come out with the win, so I'm really thankful for that.
All right, well, you go to Boston, you're in the finals next week. Who do you think you're gonna play against?
It doesn't matter, because we can beat both of them.
There you go, you heard it here. Immortals, he thinks he's gonna take it. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for talking with us, and we're gonna throw it all over to our friends at the desk.
Thank you very much, Avali. It doesn't matter because we'll beat either of them. I mean, after a 3-0 series here in the semifinals against CLG with the games getting progressively more dominant, I'd say Immortals should be moving into the finals next week in a very confident fashion.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen TSM yet, but at least this performance out of Immortals was dominating, like you said. First game, some jitters potentially. A lot of these guys, their first playoff together as a team, and then once they ironed those out, there was nothing it seemed like CLG could do.
Yeah, first picking the Lucian, very confident move in the final game. Who he didn't actually have a good answer for it. They waited all the way to the last pick, and then you can argue whether or not Corki would be a good pick into that. Lucian's definitely a little favored in lane. So they did a great job just building their confidence and crushing CLG throughout the series.
It felt like they had a really good game plan overall. Just kind of isolate top lane into tanks as best you can, secure Pobelter a winning matchup, and then your bot and jungle are so superior to their counterparts that they'll eventually make plays to win you the game, and just make sure things don't get out of control before then.
Right, we'll go broad strokes in just a minute, but I do want to take a look at one more team fight here from our series today. 21-30 into the game. Immortals 5-for-1 in the mid lane here.
Yeah, and this is the one that decided the series. It looked like CLG had that good initiation, but Ole keeps Pobelter alive, spits him out dashes, and then CLG at that point overchases when they may have already overchased. And it gets so much worse after the explosive cast comes through from Gragas. This was pretty much disaster because they still had a chance up until this fight.
Yeah, Ole saves him at the start of the fight, and then they transport Kog'Maw to the backline to cut off the escape at the end of the fight.
Worth
Getting them those last couple kills so they can grab that Baron.
Yep. I mean, just all around fantastic play out of Immortals with, you know, some mistakes handed over on the side of CLG. As you said, it looked pretty good for CLG at first in that fight, but Pobelter getting away with just a little bit of life there at the end. The heal coming through from Cody's son makes it a successful turnaround. And ultimately from there, they kind of just steamroll to the conclusion of the series. But here's where I want to pull back out again and talk about this 3-0. But in the context of the year, the journey that this roster has gone through from I Am Youngie, right, all the way back in fall of last year to spring split, 7th place finish, not even making it into the playoffs, and then finishing 2nd regular season, getting their bye here, and going further now, officially further than the previous roster, the dominant 17-1 Huni and Reignover roster of last year.
This is now the best Immortals roster ever. And the arc from Cody's son being a rookie and Ole being this guy who played in Brazil in the LMS to now us just easily saying like it's a write-off, oh yeah, they were the superior bottom lane, so they played around that, against Afromu and Stixay, who finished 2nd at MSI a year and a half ago. That distance in time is a pretty crazy transformation.
I think it's the kind of thing where you just have to tip your cap to all the players and the coaching staff for working hard and improving, ironing out the problems that they had in spring split as best they could, and then once they found something that worked, riding with the momentum.
Right, I mean, you heard Pobelter talking about it there in the post-game interview, just this idea that, you know, everything on the team changed except for him. And so while, yes, we keep referring to a lot of the curses, the old Immortals, for them it is about establishing this new identity, right? That this roster, that this methodology and coaching and everything is going to be more successful, and that this is just the beginning of good and better things for this organization.
And what's important for them is that they're not done yet, right? Pobelter eyes towards finals. They still want to win North American LCS. They still don't have a spot at Worlds. Those have been their aspirations for a while. So they've come a long way, and this is just more confirmation that what they're doing is working.
Right. It's important to note that because of championship points, or rather the lack of getting any championship points in spring, demands that they either win finals here or compete through the gauntlet in the case of TSM, picking up more championship points. We'll get into that through the end of the day. We had a very bloody series between these two teams. We'd like to recognize one player who was crucial in finding that win for Immortals. So today's player of the series is being awarded to Ole. I don't think this is going to surprise too many people in terms of the playmaking that he's able to pull through.
I mean, just on the Alistar pick, able to frontline so well, found so many good engages. And one of the most important things when you're frontlining is knowing when to get out. And there was almost never a time where he went down unnecessarily. And then when he did go down, it was because he was securing those last couple kills for his team. Great performance, had to get the Alistar ban off him, didn't miss a beat right onto the top 10.
Yeah, great performance by Pobelter as well. The Cassiopeia 2 games and the Lucian in the 3rd. But Ole, along with Xmithy, have been the facilitators for this team. And so many times Ole makes those insane roam plays while still keeping control of Cody's son and helping him out in that lane. So he adds more to the map than pretty much any other support in the league, and he did it again today.
I mean, Pobelter definitely the runner-up if you're looking for one here in this series, but across the board, everyone on Immortals to some degree played well. I mean, I know in Game 1 we're looking at Xmithy as kind of a lackluster performance there, but
he stepped up.
Flame-building CS leads, even while being focused in terms of ganks. We had Cody's son, Kog'Maw, all 3 games. Different build, all 3 games.
Got to mix it up, man.
And that's one of those things where, like, in the losing game, like, series, you build 3 different builds on Kog'Maw, people scratch their head, but every single time you can find some justification, whether it was due to his own team comp or what he was playing against.
Yeah, no, it was really exciting to watch, you know, kind of him figure it out, feel it out based on, you know, the state of the game, but also, you know, for him to be able to, again, in his rookie split, or rookie season, rather, I should say, being here on the playoff stage for the first time as they missed it in spring. We talk about Omar God having to live up to some expectation. This is another guy who hadn't played in the best of 5 series in the postseason yet, and he does it with, you know, pretty, again, dominant fashion.
Yeah, and this team's mindset is in the right place, I think. They have a certain swagger about them at this point. Xmithy is very confident, and I feel like that confidence has transferred to the rest of the team. After the game 1, 2, or 3 win, they were never even super ecstatic because they expected to win. So they just took care of business today, and it's been a very confident team.
All right, well, with their win today, Immortals will be attending the finals at the TD Garden. You can still catch CLG in Boston for that 3rd place match on Saturday, but the matter of who they are facing comes down to our match tomorrow, TSM versus Dignitas. So let's take a second to preview that matchup tomorrow, our 1 seed versus our 5 seed. But Dignitas taking down Cloud9 just a week ago are looking strong.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to have a very set play style on how they want to move around the game. You saw in some interviews with Someday and Shrimp, they're saying the coaching staff has a large influence on how they want to play the game. Very clear objective focus, probably the best team in the league right now around Baron. And then against a team like TSM, not particularly fast, that means that you have more opportunities around those objectives. So you could see Dignitas making this a pretty close series.
I mean, Adrian had strong words in his, post-series interview around the fact that they're confident going up against TSM, not only the team as a whole, but the bot lane duo.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the bottom lane versus the bottom lane. Double if Biofrost versus Alltech and Adrian, who are kind of a new powerhouse. We keep talking about these duo lanes showing up, but we're in a very carry-focused meta.
Yeah.
The mid lane and AD carry are very pivotal as far as these games go, and a lot of times the top laners end up just kind of splitting farms. So Someday versus Hanser, there are ways that can tilt. We have seen in other regions top laners still being able to carry,
right?
But the default has seemed to be the carry position. So
right. Well, I mean, they're still
Dignitas
picking Jace in Korea, and we're not picking it over here. So
we tried the Jax.
To be
we tried the Jax.
We did try the Jax to no avail. But very much that mid lane matchup, as you speak about it, we heard from Pobelter, Cassiopeia being a very important pick throughout this series here today in that League of Tanks when there are front lines to shred. Whose hands is that going to fall into, or do these teams find a different way to work around that tomorrow? That's for us to find out, though, when the series arrives. Now, as the games in the semifinals continue to deliver, make sure you're making your plans to join us in Boston. Tickets to our finals weekend at the TD Garden are still available, and the teams need you there to bring the noise for Saturday and Sunday's matches. Hit us up at LOL Esports to join us for as we crown the summer champions. That's going to do it for us here. So on behalf of myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.